Transformative justice. What is transformative justice? Transformative justice is fighting for abolition and how the criminal justice system values the idea that punishment is justice. Instead of addressing harm, transformative justice looks for underlying causes to prevent future complications. It focuses on community and how everyone should take accountability for their actions and behaviors as they can contribute to the harmful systems that need to be changed. When we think of justice, we think of punitive justice, where the wrongdoer is punished for their actions. However, transformative justice is not about seeking revenge, but finding an opportunity to minimize the harm and violence. Whether it was a big or small problem, transformative justice focuses on supporting the community to not only prevent violence, but also how we intervene in violence, and then how we support each other in the aftermath. With the prison industrial complex, transformative justice seeks for abolition because reform is a surface level change that does not target the root of the problem. The carceral system emphasizes individual acts of harm, labeling those who commit harm as criminals to justify dehumanization, isolation, and punishment. However, transformative justice fights for accountability and healing, in which the prison industrial system only produces harm. The criminal legal system versus transformative justice. We see through the prison system and the problem with mass incarceration, there are limited resources to help prisoners. In the article How Transformative Justice Responds to Violence Without the Carceral System by Renee Sultan, she quotes Jackendry on how the carceral system does not actually protect or heal survivors, but rather thrust them into cycles of trauma and harm. Without the opportunity for prisoners to take accountability and to learn to navigate conflict, the criminal legal system ultimately has no effect on prisoners. Furthermore, minorities are targets of incarceration, as the stories of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor showcase the continuous oppression of minorities. As demonstrated by the violence of policing, as well as the demographics of incarcerated populations, this is a mechanism of control over the most marginalized in American society. Black and brown people, indigenous people, and often those who are poor, trans, sex working, and are disabled. How are prisoners expected to learn from their actions when the police are not educated in handling various situations? However, transformative justice focuses on community and how each unique situation can be handled differently, whereas the criminal legal system believes punishment is justice. Transformative justice looks at the bigger picture as it does not focus on the victim and the oppressor, but the conditions of why a harm was created. Through this, people are able to understand and be educated in how to prevent and de escalate violence outside of prison, reducing harm and holding communities accountable. Through self awareness of accountability and trying to de escalate violence, or through bystander intervention, transformative justice revolves around creating consistent containers for people to engage in co learning, co processing, and co conspiracy around upholding principles of collective safety and wellness. Moreover, it is the idea that supporting one another when addressing oppression that needs a voluntary, safe, constructive, critical dialogue where people take accountability, responsibility, and the initiative to heal. Furthermore, transformative justice understands that it takes time to learn and heal, in which boundaries and consequences play a factor in taking accountability. The consequences are not punishments as they remove power of the harm doer to minimize violence. The harm doer moving out of a housing situation, stepping down from a job, making a statement to every group they're part of, disclosing the harm they caused, and etc. Additionally, there are organizations such as Save the Kids and Generation 5 that uses transformative justice values to help the minorities and those who have been abused learn about oppression, domination, social justice, healing, accountability, forgiveness, and peace building. As the children of the future, by educating them about transformative justice, we can start reducing the harm. Here are some pros and cons of transformative justice. The pros are people would take accountability, which would increase communication among the community. It would address oppression and social justice. It would also reduce the mass incarceration problem. And it is an affordable way to fix the mass incarceration problem. The cons would be everyone needs to participate in order for it to work. It is not a quick solution, and harm and violence will always exist.